The usual team, Stephen, Hillary, welcome. Today we have a special guest, Dylan. Welcome back. I remember you were there for the old shows, but now we're back here for this show. See that shirt that Liverpool signed, Steve, is just there shining in our faces. you know, you know how it
Yeah.
is. They're flying.
Have to represent.
You gotta represent. All right, before we come to you, first let's cover the big game today. Chelsea, Arsenal. Steve, let me come to you on that one, man. At least Arsenal, they're a bit of an improvement on their side, but still, like points after points being dropped.
Yeah. Quite a disappointing outcome, but the game was quite tight because you saw Chelsea had started the game with lots of attacks towards us, but you could just feel that the game had a tight. You could smell a draw from the beginning, but again, I don't know what's happening with Ateta. And again, I keep on complaining. Kai Havertz, man, I don't know. Maybe I'm not a coach to see what he does, but man, Kai is just an extra. It's just an extra in Arsenal with no intentions completely. I don't know how the coach sees him, but that is one disappointment from my side on Kai. Then when we scored, I don't know why uh, Ateta is starting to have the mentality of Mourinho. Why start defending at an early stage like that? And it's not like you're one man down. Just go at it. That's why I think I don't know what's wrong with that guy because just go at it. That's why I used to like Klopp and Pep for that. They keep on coming. They keep on coming, and that shows the quality of a manager you are. One goal, yes, it's a derby. One goal, keep on pressing, make them make the mistakes. See that going back, we just got hit, and that's just disappointing. It's disappointing for Mateta and good performance from Odegaard. We expected such a thing because really we had missed.
Mm.
Because without Odegaard, I don't see if we could have even come out with a goal because he's the one who broke that deadlock in the to faster to begin with. So I just think there's something needs to be done. We're glad he's back. I hope he's not going to play for Norway in the international break because man, I'm tensed.
Then come
Yeah,
injured again.
yeah. But anyway,
It's gonna go out there and come miss out for the rest of the season.
yeah, I think
Dylan,
they should be careful. But
let
no,
me bring let me bring
it's a
Dylan this
good
one. Dylan,
performance.
from your point of view, there was a lot of expectations from Arsenal this season going into it, like chasing City for the last two seasons. But it seems like Arteta Arsenal seemed a bit burnt out. They didn't improve on the squad. A striker was needed. But there's a better showing from today, but still looking far, far away from last season.
What I do feel is that I think they're missing a number 9, and the problem as all over the past few games has been the creativity. I think they've lacked Odegaard. Like I would say the past few games they've missed him the most because they've been very toothless in attack. I mean, you saw today, like yes, they went 1-0 up, and just that little bit of brilliance from Odegaard,
Mm.
you know, did that for them. But then at the same time, now we call them the so-called best defense in Europe.
Mm.
They have not kept a clean sheet for almost 56 days now in the league.
Wow.
So I don't know what's wrong defensively, but I will say this, that Neto's goal was a sublime finish. He really put the knocks out of it. But then I think come international break, once it's over, I feel that Arsenal will pick up a few results because having Odegaard back in the squad, and because he's not traveling to Norway to play for the internationals, I think that'll be vital. And I've just seen Saka got injured as well, so I don't know how serious that
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
losing Saka will also be a big problem. They struggled in the past without him, so Odegaard and Saka, I would say, are the two most important players in that squad. That's
Yeah.
my view.
I agree. I agree.
If they lose Saka, yeah, that'll be another problem. Hillary, I see you there laughing in the background. I know. Just grinning there at the
Those are
back.
the so-called best defenders. That's
Yeah,
what when
yeah,
Dylan
yeah,
did this,
yeah. I'm
he
sure.
started
Let me
saying,
say,
yeah.
I'm sure you have a lot to say. What do you think of the performance of Kai Havertz? Everyone shouting the new improved Giroud for Arsenal.
No, I don't. I don't really buy into the concept of a number 9 in current day football. Liverpool have never had a number 9 since Klopp came in. Firmino wasn't a number 9, but they were still very attacking. City's football changed when they had the number 9. the best team in football, the Barcelona team, never had a number 9. Madrid is currently operating without a number 9, won the Champions League without a number 9. Only few teams right now have a good number 9. And last season, Arsenal had one of the best attacks up to the end of the season when City surpassed them with the amount of goals with Havertz, Martinelli, and Saka. I think what they were missing was Odegaard to complement that attack. Hawever, they need competition in those spaces. The competition of Martinelli and Trossard is what they need for Havertz, as well as Saka, to avoid laxity and comfort. And Arsenal, to me, was, and will always be a small team. Will never win anything.
All right,
yeah,
you're only on
I
one
do
game
not.
today.
You say that with conviction, man.
Arsenal was,
Yeah.
and will always be a team that is just there to.
Entertain.
It's just like a Wenger team. Yeah, you're just here to entertain us. That's
Yeah.
it. After entertaining us, just go home and live. Arsenal is just a bucking dog. Let me just put it like that. You
Oh,
will never be anything bigger than that.
Wow.
the knives are out. The knives are out. Steve. Wow. Okay, then you know what? Let's just leave it there for Arsenal for now.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's go straight to Hillary. Okay, then Man United today. Let me start with Dylan on this one. Dylan, Man United, they finally got a nice little win again today. Little bounce back of getting ready for the new manager. It's almost like everyone's playing for their paychecks at the moment. They don't know if they're going to be in the squad or in the team anymore. Is this just a little bit of a false moment and they'll just go back to where everyone knows them to be?
Well, what I do think is that Rude, when he came in as interim manager, I think he's brought out the best of Casemiro. Now, when you have Casemiro playing the way he is right now, it makes a big difference to the team. And because you have that number 6 who can break down play and start attacks from the back. So, but they do love playing Leicester, by the way. I think they beat them in the League Cup as well, if I'm not wrong, in Rude's first game. But I thought it was a very good performance from them. But I wouldn't say they're a good team yet. I know the new manager is coming in. It will take some time because his system is not something. I don't think we have seen that system since Antonio Conte was around. The 3-4-3. But his system works with the number 9, by the way. With at Sporting, he had Victor Gyökeres. So it'll be interesting to see how he transitions into this team. But for today, I think it was a good result for them, actually.
Yeah, Steve. Man United, the usual stuff. I mean, we know normally what to expect of them. If anything, they're quite predictable. But I mean, even if this new manager comes, do you think he's going to be able to do what Slot has been doing at Liverpool for now? Because if you look at it, Slot didn't really get any new players in there. He's kind of been using the same squad. So do you think he can get anything out of this squad, or is it just a dead squad? He just has to wait for next season.
It's too early to tell because we have to see the rubber needs to meet the road. That's for one. Then I believe I think the mentality, there's always change of mentality once there's change of management. There's just always that. It's just a natural take from the players, from the fans. You always expect something different. So yes, it's impressive because they've at least he's gone unbeaten the past 4 games, which is impressive for him. And the team needs to put itself together. But still, I'll go with Dylan's suggestions opinion that they're yet to look like a threat because you see the start they have and the way they play, you would feel like they're still a bottom table, a mid-table team to me at the moment because because when you gain 3 points, but you don't move, you're still at the same place in the table. So I think there's much to do in that team. There's much to identify because right now Rudy is trying to do the best he can and expecting a new manager coming in, things might again change because that's something that it's more of like the unexpected. So it's until the rubber meets the road is when we'll see what is going to happen under. new
No.
management. But at the moment, they're trying to keep up, because it's good to win such games, because if they kept on losing the games, they'll keep on going down. And it's a good save for me from Rude. So I can say that the save of the season.
Yeah.
Because that team was going down. Yeah.
Hillary. Wow. Arsenal, small team. Man United, not a threat. Who's going to finish above each other?
Honestly, we have more chances of going at a cup run than Arsenal. And at the end of the season, Ten Hag is a more successful manager in England than Arteta.
Oh, this guy's got some facts.
When all is said and done, Ten Hag was more successful than Arteta, right? But then I'm glad, just like Dylan said, that Ugarte Casemiro Bruno partnership in the midfield is really helping us out. That experience of Casemiro is really helping Ugarte, develop into that good number 6 role. And I'm happy that we have a nice balance in the midfield where we can switch and bring in Eriksen, Mount, Kobe. We can switch in all those players, just that we need a good manager to find the right balance on who to bring in, what time to take out. I'm glad Rude was, very strict today. Dalot and Rashford weren't putting a shift, and immediately the second half started, took them out, brought in Garnacho. I'm just sad that we haven't seen Harry Amas playing that fullback position, because I believe our academy can produce good fullbacks. So I've really been hoping to see one of our academy players playing that fullback position. But I'm really hoping for Amorim to come in, because I wasn't seeing Ruud van Nistelrooy taking us till the end of the season. I don't see his tactics being that good. Again, we've been lucky all these games. If you look at our possession and our style of play, we've just been lucky. Our goals haven't been because we've played well, just some mistakes in the opponent's defense, and that's it. But then the best and worst thing about football is unpredictability. We never knew Slot would be this good. We never knew Maresca would be this good. That's the unpredictability about football. So I can't sit here and say Amorim will be good or bad, because there's nothing to show that he will be either. It's just hope. And it's the hope that kills us or makes us watch more games.
Yeah, well, the problem he has is that Pep Guardiola will be waiting for him at Manchester City. So there's a little bit of Avengers waiting for that. All right, then. So that was that for that. Let's move into yesterday's game. Guys, there's been a big request on this channel. There's been a lot of Liverpool fans have been complaining that apparently Steve and Hillary are a bunch of Liverpool haters. Just going in,
I don't blame them.
every week you're saying no, this game and this game, but Liverpool just keep turning up and just keep producing every week. Dylan, let me start with you on this one, man. Liverpool, man, slots. Wow. Like, what's that? I think it's like 15 wins out of 17 or something, or like it's a crazy record. I mean, I don't think anyone could expect it. This is the kind of early performance of Liverpool.
Bloody Nottingham Forest, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How much time have I got? To be honest,
Go for
it. What I will say, I will start from praising Slot first of all.
Yeah.
You see, the thing is, once Klopp left, when you have a manager for such a long time, it's difficult to come in and shine immediately, because the players still have to learn your tactics, learn your style of play. But then the advantage we had with Slot coming in is that his style is not too dissimilar to Klopp. But what he does emphasize on is control.
Yeah.
So you would have seen most of our games, we control the games very well. Yes, we've had a couple of games where it's been up and down, but that was always going to happen. But 15 wins out of 17 games is ridiculous. I think it's the best ever start for any manager in the Premier League. Now, the game yesterday, I always knew it's going to be a tough game, because Aston Villa are no mugs. They're a very good squad. Unai Emery, I mean, the work he's done at Aston Villa has been nothing short of remarkable. So we knew it's going to be a tough game. But then I think the kickoff time helps, because it's under the lights, Anfield under the lights. We all know it's a cold, and I think the crowd stepped up yesterday. At the same time, I think that we played well, but there was a little bit of in the middle part of the game there was a little bit of tension creeping in.
Yeah.
But slot ball has taught us not to worry so far. And Salah eventually adds the second in the 85th minute. And can we talk about him for a minute? Because Mo Salah, I think he's criminally underrated. I know you may not agree with this, but I'll tell you why. He was not even in the top 30 of the Ballon d'Or, which I think is not. I mean, that's ridiculous. A player of his caliber, he's 10 goals away from overtaking Thierry Henry in the Premier League goal scoring. But let's not even focus on that. But he is clutch. I would say at the moment he might be the best player in the league right now. He is. He's super clutch. He knows what he's doing, and everyone is feeding off each other at the moment. Now, I'm not getting carried away. I'm going to say, oh, yeah, we're going to win the league and all that. No. So far, it's been a really good start. Tougher games are on the way. I think after the international break, we've got City and Madrid coming to Anfield. We've got Newcastle away, Everton away. We've got some tough games coming up, and I would really like to see how the squad gets used. Like slot hasn't changed a lot recently, but I will say that the people that have come in, like example Gomez, Curtis Jones, they've been nothing short of fantastic. So it's a good start. I'm not getting carried away yet. I know we're 5 points clear, but so far so good. I would say that, and the league table doesn't lie. We're at the top because we deserve to be there at the moment. Things could change, but I'm being very optimistic and say that I think come January we will know where this team is actually heading to. Because last season we were in the title race and then we fell off in March.
Yeah.
So I would not really count my chickens before the hatch.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, I think it's been a phenomenal start, and a big shout out to our defenders. I mean, our centre back partnership of Van Dijk and Konate has been, imperious. So I would give them all the credit. And we've started keeping more clean sheets, and that is why more games are resulting in wins for us rather than, maybe in the past we would have drawn that game. I don't know what's to say that we couldn't have, but I think we've had a good start, but it's still early days. 11 games in, we take it one game at a time.
Yeah, I mean, there's no argument here, man. Steve, when you look at Liverpool, they're just rolling on, man. It just seems as though clearly they're the ones that are going to be fighting City for this title. The way Arsenal are performing, I don't really look at that right now. They're just too far behind Liverpool. But then City, we know City, this is what they do. Come January, then they just turn the heat up. It's almost like they purposely set themselves up like this every year. But Liverpool, man, you can't argue also Mohamed Salah, man. He's probably one of the best players, if not the best in Europe at the moment. He's on point at the moment, and Liverpool are on point, and Slot is on point. What can we do about this, man? Every week they just keep on performing.
Yeah, one thing is for sure. Like if we have Salah as a topic, we're going to start a very new conversation and talk more about him, because what an impressive player. Because you see, Salah is always there to step up. That's one thing that is impressive about that player, because Salah, any day you need him, he'll be there to do it. You see, it's just an impressive player. See, he does it all the time to Arsenal. I'm a culprit of that. Yeah, he's always done it against us. So I know the history of Salah. So an amazing player. And as we said at the beginning of the season, like, yes, we're not the table doesn't lie, because they're there because they've won their games, and we are where we are because we have lost points. So you keep on, the dice keeps on rolling until it stops. Is when we'll know, is it a 2, a 3, or 1. So as long as the dice keeps on rolling, we're gonna wait until it stops. And if it's rolling and they're still on the top, we're gonna wait, because this team is, I think people were like, after Klopp, the mentality was, now this team is gonna lose their touch. And then and I think I see Slot as one silent manager, like and silent waters run deep. Yeah, Like the guy is just doing his thing one step at a time, one step at a time. And if he keeps on doing these wins, the 3 points he keeps on collecting each and every weekend. You'll just find yourself, we are like 30 games. We're only 8 games to finish, and you'll find that guy on top, and there's nothing you can do about it because you see, City, who you expect to come through, are losing games. Arsenal are losing points, and Chelsea is catching up because I see this season Chelsea being on the top 4 actually. I think they're having a better chance than Arsenal.
Like it,
Yeah. So I think if we keep on losing our game, but one thing I know is that and I think you guys know that this was not the projection of the league before it started. This is not what we expected to see. It's caught everyone by surprise that this has just come out of nowhere. Liverpool, Chelsea, yeah, it's just something we didn't expect to be, but impressive because it's a very open. What it makes of what I can make of it so far is that this league is so open. This league is so open, and the fact that Man City have not bridged the gap. Yeah, this league is so open, and that's the beauty about it. But if you keep on losing points, believe you me, you'll be surprised that the top 4 people will be replaced easily. Actually, the top 3. Let me leave alone Liverpool. Liverpool are with 5 points, 4 points. I think 4 points. That's a good gap. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 points. 5 points ahead of City.
Yeah, that's a good lead. You just have to maintain that lead. Only that.
To City, that's not really that good, but we know to City, that's like it's almost like they're on top of the table still. But if you were to take the point of, I mean, personally, I think forget Arsenal. They're not going to beat City being this far behind. Like to beat City, by this, you have to be like 10 points ahead of them come January to have a good buffer. You have to have a good buffer. No one beats City coming from behind and start chasing.
I'll be talking about City. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah. Talking about City, we see after the international game, Liverpool are going to meet them. So because you see the 2 teams that are following each other on the table, that is a game that will matter most. Because if Liverpool manage to take points from City at that match, then the gap widens. That is something else. I think that the match that is going to be the distinguishing factor is the match between Liverpool and Manchester City.
Okay, Hillary. For you, I mean, Liverpool have proved a point to you, Man United fans. It is possible to have a manager for so long and then actually sign another manager to do a job.
Ball Dutch head coach.
Yes, head coach, yes.
As a United fan, today I am going to say some things that I hope I will never say in my football life. 1. Mo Salah has been the best player in the world since he joined Liverpool. No player has been more consistent and better than Salah since he joined Liverpool. If Vinicius was robbed of the Ballon d'Or, then Mo Salah has been robbed of multiple Ballon. The only reason he has not won is because he's an African from Egypt. Otherwise, he deserves to have at least 2 Ballon d'Ors since he joined Liverpool. He has been the most consistent player ever since the Messi Ronaldo debate ended. No player has stood up to the challenge more than Mo Salah and has continued to do so and will continue. He is Liverpool's best player. Even if Trent doesn't renew his contract, it doesn't matter. But if Mo Salah doesn't renew his contract, I am not sure what they're going to do next season.
Now, Mo Salah replace a player like that.
Yes.
Before,
Second.
Can I just interrupt, sir?
Yeah.
Sorry for that. There's been an argument online whereby people are saying we've played no one yet. I just want to put it out there that we haven't played anyone above us in the table yet.
See, now this is why
that is lie. That is lie, man.
This is why I don't
but that's the argument right now. That they keep winning, But you see, like you have to beat what's in front of you at the end of the day. Arsenal, City, Arsenal and City both lost to Bournemouth. We beat Bournemouth. So does that make them a weaker team that we beat them and then Arsenal couldn't beat them? I don't know. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah, actually, Dylan, I agree. You can only fight the battles that are right in front of you. You can't fight battles that are not there. That's like fighting the air. One step at a time.
Says the team that lost 2 seasons because they couldn't beat what is behind them. But anyway,
What was in front of us, bro, was City,
moving
man.
on,
And you couldn't beat
moving
City.
on.
Where were you when we were fighting? Where were you when
Aston
we were fighting?
Aston Villa wasn't in front of you. But anyway,
Where were
moving
you?
on.
Where were you when we were fighting?
Beating them in the final so they don't
Where
win
was
a
Manchester United when we
consecutive
were fighting?
Yeah.
Moving on. Moving on.
You were hiding behind the back of a tree when we were fighting. Then you're like, oh, you've been
Moving on.
beaten. And
Ten
you're
Hag
hiding
is
behind the
bigger
back
than
of a
you.
tree.
Moving on.
Liverpool have only got one test, and that's City. That's that game. When you play City, then you know where you are. That's the
1st of December.
Yeah.
1st of December.
To talk about to finish on my Liverpool point is that football gives and takes. I am so happy that we are realizing that my point is being proven that Arsenal is not a big team, but then I'm sad that when Ten Hag said that eras come to an end, the only era that is coming to an end is that we have more league titles than Liverpool. And if Liverpool manage to win this league title, which seems more likely than any other thing, it really, I don't know, it just breaks my heart. I don't even have words to describe it because I don't know how they got to this level. But then the only I wouldn't even say weakness, but yeah, the only weakness that Liverpool have is the player wearing the number 9, which is Darwin Núñez. The chances that this guy gets are criminal. This guy has, I don't know, if he was a United player, we would never hear the end of how Núñez is a waste. And I think also Liverpool, even Liverpool, even Liverpool fans, true Liverpool fans will acknowledge that.
Yeah, but he's not a weakness. They've got other players to come in. They got like competition for that position.
But then that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is if Núñez was a United player, it would have been very different. How much did Liverpool pay for Núñez to perform?
85 million?
Yeah, if we had paid the same amount for that, it would have been a big... Look at Højlund. Højlund is being criticized, and yet he does not get chances. Núñez gets chances, but wastes them. You see the difference. Højlund doesn't get chances, and he's only 20 years old, but is criticized for not being a proper striker. But for Darwin Núñez, he's being held to a different... Højlund is a good player, and he's 20 years old. Remember that he's 20 years old.
See, it's because you think Højlund's a good player. That's why Man United are where they are.
Yeah, but then
you understand?
We are where we are, but then
that's why you have problems. You think Højlund's a good player. You think what is his name? Bruno Fernandes is like better than De Bruyne.
At the end of the season, at the end of the season, only De Bruyne performs better than Bruno in that midfield.
That's the problem. See, that's a problem. That's the problem for Man United. You can only if you have players of that caliber, Man United will not be in that position. They would be in challenging.
See, I give credit where it's due. I give his credit. Núñez not so much. I give Liverpool the credit whereby
I say Arsenal can't beat City because they don't have Mohamed Salahs or Manes in their teams. Players that you need players of that level to topple Manchester City. You're not going to topple Manchester City.
So what happened to? We were talking about Saka being the best left. We were talking about Saka being the best left winger when we have Salah on the pitch. I mean, Konate. Okay, my last point on Liverpool.
Saka's only the best left winger in the British media. He's not the best left winger in everyone else's mind.
Now, this is my next point in regards to the British media. The only reason we're talking about Gabriel and Saliba is because of the British media. Otherwise, Konate is a better defender than both of them. Okay. The way Ibrahim Konate defends, the way speed, height, tackles, everything. Maybe what does Konate not have? What does Konate lack?
No, I think.
Let me ask Dylan.
He's been our best defender this season. I'll say that. Even if you remember the Arsenal game where we drew 2-2, I think Konate locked up Martinelli. I mean, Trent was struggling a bit, but then Konate was always there to cover, and it's because of Konate's interception we go and get the second goal, and it eventually ends in a draw. But I will say this, that with especially when we talk about Darwin Núñez, yes, he hasn't lived up to expectations in terms of statistics, but I think the work that he does off the ball is more. It needs to be talked about a little bit more, because football, at the end of the day, I mean, not everyone can score every game. So, but yes, he has been a bit underwhelming. But I'm glad to have him in the squad, because he can be a nuisance as long as we feed him with the right crosses, and as long as we have our supply line on point. I think we can easily get 10 to 15 goals a season out of him.
Yeah,
I think.
I think maybe it's for Darwin. I think it's just one unlucky player, because he plays well. Actually, I admire the way he plays. I think at times when you do well, I'll use an example of Leicester when they won the league. There is hard work and there is luck, a little bit of luck in everything you do. It plays a very big role when you're playing, when you're doing something to be successful. Because I think he's a good player. He's just not a lucky one. Because
but you have to watch the game, Steve, don't you? Like, you have to watch like the full match, like the performance of the players.
yeah,
Like,
but you see,
I will take Darwin Núñez over Havertz any day, because Darwin
exactly,
Núñez,
that's what I'm saying. He's a good player.
He can go past players. He brings other players into the game. Whether he misses those one or two chances is acceptable. Whereas you got Havertz, he's like falling on the floor. He loses the ball. He's not bringing anyone else in the game. He's just like a loose cannon running around. So when you look at Darwin Núñez, he performs in the match. Yes, he might not shine. The shine might be taken by Salah or someone else, but he puts in that shift. That's what matters. That's why Liverpool.
Actually, you gave an example of what I wanted to say. I want to use Havertz. I was like, I'll drop Havertz like a hot potato and take Núñez any day, because there is what you do off the ball. Yes, if you're not scoring, then how he can't even hold up a play. As in, that guy is just running like a headless chicken. I keep on saying that. He's just on the field. You go on
just to intercept. This is the same fan base that says, "Oh, we should have paid 80 million for Havertz."
Just before we go, let's see who's brave enough here to say Manchester, to talk about Manchester. 4 defeats in a row. First time in Pep's. Mute your thing, Steve, if you're talking. Pep Guardiola, 4 times in a row defeats. That's never happened to him before. I mean, is anyone going to be brave enough to say that Manchester City are in crisis?
You see now.
Not yet. I think the players are coming back. Let's just wait, because we know they're a relentless machine, and that's why I'm not getting carried away by our start, because we know Man City come January just turn into this juggernaut, and we all know what happens after that. We've been in a couple of title races with them where it's gone down to the last day, and we've come up unlucky. So, but City losing 4 in a row is not something that I expected to see, and things could get worse. I mean, they could get worse. We don't know, but the players will be coming back. I think De Bruyne came back yesterday. Ruben Diaz will be back after the international break. So I think the spine of the team might be back, and I think that plays a big part in what they do going forward.
Yeah, I just hope it won't be too late, because as it goes, might be bad for them. I hope it will be on time, because I don't know how they're gonna recover from that. Because the way the league is so far,
been 5 in a row. Come on, man, that's embarrassing for the Premier League.
But then that's just the standard that he's set. I mean, we're talking about a manager losing 4 games, and we're saying that team is in a crisis. But then we're only saying that because it's Pep. If it was any other manager, would be like, yeah, it's normal, it's okay to sometimes a season, but since it's Pep, that's why we're looking at it as a crisis. But then he's the only manager who can have Ake and Akanji on the bench and bring in an academy player to play as a centre back. He's the only manager that can take Rico Lewis and play him as a fullback or as a midfielder. And while they're being beaten, and he's just okay with it. If it was any other team, it would be panic mode. Why was he doing that? Why did he play this player instead of this player and this player? And so just like we're saying, now imagine, I mean, De Bruyne came in as a sub, Bernardo Silva came on as a sub. So now imagine if he has his whole squad fit. We were talking about Rodri missing, but Kovacic has been exceptional. He's played very good football. Not that he's been underwhelming or underperforming. Savinho has come in and just slotted in nicely. So I think that I think we should just be scared that during this period when he's he's the only manager that can have so many injuries and still be top 2.
But then can I add to that and say that now we are seeing the importance of Rodri in that team.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rodri, for me, I don't think anyone comes close to him in that position that he plays in. Now, whether he should have won the Ballon d'Or or not, that's a whole different topic. But then we are seeing City being a bit more open now. Rodri is not there, at the center of the pivot, and I think you're seeing some frailties in the midfield because I think Rodri would cover them up very quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, I wouldn't say they're in a crisis, but they are going through a very bad patch at the moment.
Yeah, but he's like he does this every time in this part of the season. He almost uses this time to check different styles or different ideas and different tactics and try certain players as well to bring in to see if they're up to standard as well. And then come January, and then he knows who he can trust in certain positions and who he starts playing because, come January, you're going to have the different competitions. You're going to have the Champions League, you're going to have this other competitions will be hitting it. And that's going to change. That's going to be the problem with City because, for City, they're not really just thinking about Premier League. I mean, they're thinking about every cup they're in. I know they got knocked out of, was it the Carling Cup or the whatever they call it now? I don't even know nowadays. Tottenham knocked them out, didn't they?
Yeah, Carabao Cup.
Carabao Cup. So at least they're down on that one. So at least that's less pressure. But, Liverpool, they're doing their job. Looking like the team that's going to be fighting City. Arsenal, faltering again. Chelsea, top 4 position fighters again. Man United still, it just makes me laugh every time I see Man United. I don't know where you guys are heading this season, but we'll see. We'll see with the new manager and what you do. But guys, let's just end it right there. That was good. Appreciate everyone for coming. Steve, Hillary, especially Dylan. Thank you. The pleasure.
Thank you for having me, guys. Thank you for it's refreshing that I get to speak. Again. I don't have to keep my opinions to myself now.
Yeah.
more than welcome, man. We'll be doing more than this, hopefully, man.
For sure.
I know right now you're calm. We'll call you a good time. 5 points clear. Everything's relaxed.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I said I'm not getting carried away at all.
Exactly.
Very early days. Very, very early days.
Yes.
And if you want to have a slump, this is the right time to have a slump, as Pep would say.
Yeah, exactly. This is a good time to have a slump.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
All right. You guys have a nice week, man.
Have a good night, man.